What's up? Greg Mercer here. Welcome to Mercer's Rants.
In conjunction with thebeaneater.net.
Alright, 10 topics, 1 Mercer. Let's go! Alright, first topic, the horsey race. Yes, I know most of you probably call that the Kentucky Derby, but I call it the horsey race. As most of you know, 50-1 long shot Mind That Bird, that most people were probably calling Ride That Turd after the first half mile or so, decided to randomly win this race. You know, as much praise as I want to give to this horse, I think the jockey did a pretty damn good job of getting that horse through traffic and managing to get it on the rail so that it could blast past everybody. Hell, I bet those horses and jockeys never saw that dude coming at all. So now this horse goes to the Preakness trying to win a Triple Crown. You know, they're saying that this horse might have some injuries or something like that, but you know what? If this horse is going for $5 million, that sucker's running whether they like it or not. It doesn't matter. Alright, topic 2, the Hatton Pacquiao boxing match. I'm going to tell you right now that I'm no major connoisseur of boxing, but alls I know is that Pacquiao knocked Hatton the F out after about 2 rounds of boxing. You know, this Pacquiao dude's pretty much the best boxer in the world as far as everything I've been reading, so it doesn't surprise me one bit that he won this fight. You know, the one thing that did surprise me, though, was that Ricky Hatton is being managed by Floyd Mayweather Sr. He just so happens to be the father of Floyd Mayweather Jr., who was a pretty damn good boxer in his own right, who just recently retired. Yeah, right. Boxers never retire. Anyway, Floyd Mayweather Sr. told reporters later that he thinks that Ricky Hatton should hang up his gloves and stop fighting. I can't imagine that someone who's being paid by Ricky Hatton, probably a decent sum of money, to be his trainer, would just tell him to up and quit the sport. It doesn't matter. Floyd Mayweather Jr. is going to come out of retirement in a couple months or a year or so and fight Pacquiao anyway. That way I love the San Jose Goalhorn as much as everybody else, but you're going to have to shorten it if we're going to keep doing this, alright? Let's go. Alright, topic 3, Jabba Chamberlain and his mother. Apparently, Jabba Chamberlain's mother was arrested a couple of days ago because she sold meth to an undercover police officer. You know, I understand that Jabba Chamberlain's young and he's not really gotten a giant contract with the Yankees just yet, and he's only making about $430,000. But if you know your mom is kind of on the shady side, maybe you would want to help her out and get her some counseling or get her into a better area or something. But as far as everything I've read, he said he doesn't even talk to his mom very much. Doesn't sound like a very loving son to me. Well, that's what you get at Yankees Nation, I guess. Alright, topic 4, Zach Greinke and the Kansas City Royals. You know, this dude's already 6-0 and has about 3 shutouts and has an ERA and WHIP below 1. You know this isn't going to keep up all season, but as far as I'm concerned right now, Zach Greinke is Cliff Lee version 2009. You know, it looks like the AL Central is pretty much a jumbled mess of kind of mediocre teams. In fact, I looked at the Kansas City Royals roster just a couple of minutes ago, and I only recognized about 3 names on the whole thing. Where are these guys coming from? It's almost like Major League.
Who are these fucking guys?
Anyway, they got about 3 decent starters and a pretty good closer, and I'm sure their offense is decent. If they can keep the scores low and do good in that whole situation all year, who knows? Maybe they'll be able to win the division, but I'm sure somebody else is going to pick it up eventually, and they're going to fall flat on their face like they normally do. Topic 5, soccer and the UEFA Champions League. Now, I'm going to admit, I'm not a big soccer fan, and I don't really watch a whole lot of soccer other than just flipping back and forth sometimes from ESPN2. As to nobody's surprise, Manchester United has managed to find itself in the finals of the UEFA Champions League. What a shocker. You know, it seems like the same 3 teams win all of these things. Man United, Chelsea, or Arsenal. They're always the ones winning the Premier League and winning all these UEFA titles. I don't understand why they just don't bother letting them 3 play a 3-way playoff or something and save us all about 3 months of strife. You know, they pay these guys like $1 gazillion because they're the best players in the world. I don't understand how people love this game so much when the same people win every single year. It's kind of boring if you ask me, but hey, if 95% of the world likes the sport, who am I to judge? Alright, topic 6. Dallas Cowboys practice bubble collapses. Yeah, it was a pretty tragic situation last week when this weird constructed bubble at the practice facility fell down during a thunderstorm. It's pretty tragic considering that someone was paralyzed because of the incident. But you know what really burned me when I saw the footage of this? All I saw were about 3 or 4 camera guys grabbing their cameras and running as fast as they could to show this bubble collapsing. You know, there's a certain thing called human decency and helping your fellow man. You'd think that maybe they could have tried to help out the people that are being pummeled by a collapsing bubble instead of trying to get the news story first. Nice job there, fella. Next on the agenda, Alex Rodriguez, or as I like to call him, Ass Rod. Yes, we all know all the steroid stories and how he has an injured hip and he's coming back soon. Well, somebody's releasing a biography of Alex Rodriguez on Monday, and Joe Girardi isn't very happy about it. You know, it doesn't really matter to me when they're going to let this story out. It's whether in the middle of the season or not. Everybody knows this dude's probably taking steroids just like everybody else did in baseball over the last 5 to 10 years, so to me it's a non-issue. I would be more concerned about getting him back on the field and trying to win some games, because right now, not only are Boston beating you, but Toronto and Tampa Bay is beating you. So, unless you shape up pretty quick, you ain't gonna amount for anything in that friggin' division, because it's pretty dang tight. Okay, point 8, NBA playoffs. Now, I'm going to admit, once again, I don't watch a whole lot of basketball. In fact, I haven't watched much basketball since about 2001. Heck, I didn't even know Ben Wallace was on the Cavaliers until about 2 weeks ago. So last week, we finally ended the Bulls-Celtics series, which was apparently some epic matchup because it went 7 overtimes over 7 games, and the Celtics finally decided to win the last game at home. Good for them. Is this really one of the all-time great series? Well, I'm sure it's going to get a lot of drama play because of everybody flailing all around the court and punches being thrown, people being thrown all over the place, and all these overtimes, and it's a pretty exciting situation, but to me, it doesn't really matter because as far as I'm concerned, the Lakers and the Cavaliers are the 2 best teams, and no matter what anybody else does, they're probably going to get to the end. Heck, that's what the media wants anyways. They want Kobe and LeBron. They want them to battle it out in an epic clash of the Titans for domination of the NBA world. Alright, topic 9. Brett Favre. You know, this guy is one of my most hated sports figures of all time. Not only because he continually decides that he wants to retire and then not retire, but he's managed to beat my San Francisco 49ers getting to the Super Bowl a couple times in the past, so I'm not too fond of him. Whoops. Anyway, apparently Favre is going to meet with the Vikings tomorrow and figure out whether he might want to join the team or not. It's not going to surprise me one bit if this dude decides he's going to play football next year. Actually, my prediction for this year was that he was probably going to retire for a couple of games, and then about 7 or 8 games into the season, he's going to find some team that just lost their quarterback that has a decent chance of getting to the playoffs, and he'll say, ooh, pick me, I'm going to play, I want to get you to the playoffs. And then he's going to create a giant drama circus where everybody's saying, Brett Favre is going to lead this team to the playoffs and the promised land. Well, guess what? John Madden's not around to shine your shoes anymore, so whether you come back or not, I couldn't care less. I hope you stay away from the game and never come back. You had a good run. Hang it up, buddy. Thanks. Last topic, and something I kind of know a little bit about, and that would be the NHL playoffs. You know, right now the Anaheim Ducks are probably making the biggest stir among all the teams because they're already up 2-1 on the Detroit Red Wings in the Western semifinals. Hey, it'd be a great story if they managed to get past that juggernaut of a team, because I'll tell you what, Detroit is always tough, and I really didn't expect them to be losing to anybody until the Stanley Cup final. It's all about the hot goalies in the NHL playoffs, and right now, Hiller's playing good for Anaheim, Varlamov's playing awesome for Washington, and Cam Ward is kicking butt for Carolina. Those are teams that I expect to continue on to the next round. Yes, I know that means that the Penguins are probably going to lose to the Capitals, but the way they're playing right now and how inconsistent they've been all year, I really don't see the Penguins making it past this round. Alright, that's enough for this week. If you want to check out any of my other stuff on YouTube, it's youtube.com/mercerboy. So, hope you enjoyed my rants, and see you later.